Hey, my name's Josh. I'm one of the owners at Between Pixels. I work with our video team and our venture projects here, and when I'm not doing that, I'm helping work with our nonprofit clients. I think working with nonprofits is different than working with other clients. You know, with other clients, you can kind of do a discovery and then you can just write a script based off of your discovery notes and the kind of things that you figured out with the target audience and all that stuff. For a nonprofit, especially working in a foreign country, like you really can't write it unless you've experienced it. So Illuminate India is a nonprofit that's based in the United States, but they work with organizations in India, and their primary focus is to get children adopted into homes in India, and then also to help young girls in slums get enough skills and education to support their family. When we first started working with them, they very clearly just needed a video to explain what they do and really to kind of unpack their message. It's oftentimes hard for nonprofits to know exactly how to target their message because a lot of times, if you're running a nonprofit, it's really close to your heart. So part of our discovery process is to really listen and then help start to kind of untangle some of the knots of those problems and start to try to address like the root problems and then how that nonprofit solution fits to solve those problems. So when we started working with Illuminate India, you know, we're listening to all the different areas of the problems that they're addressing. And so really what we started to figure out was that their main focus is to work with and to help lift up India's most vulnerable in order to bring them up out of poverty, but not just to give money to help that happen, but to actually empower those children and people in those places to do it on their own. We really needed to now figure out how we were going to tackle this and how were we going to produce this content, because we knew that there's something they needed to use in front of a live audience. You know, nonprofits need to get in front of people and tell them what they're doing. Honestly, that's like one of the easiest ways to engage emotions in a captive room. They also needed something for their website. They wanted something for, you know, to share on social media and that kind of thing. Okay, so how are we going to do this? How are we going to tell this story in a way that works? So typically what our process is we go through the discovery process. We try to figure out what the target audience is. You try to figure out what all these problems are. And then we kind of do something like a little bit, I would say like non-traditional, is we just take all that information and then we fly to the country and we spend a week there. We hit the ground running and we know where we're gonna go, but we don't have a script. And so we just know what the tensions are, we know what the problems are, and we know what their solutions are. And then every time we do that, we're looking to experience the culture. So we want to go and see the culture. We want to go to all these different places. We had them take us to the slums, take us to the city. The whole time we're there, we're just talking about the projects and we're meeting people and we're absorbing everything we possibly can. It really allows us to soak up every kind of nuanced piece of the culture and of the issues that they're facing, and it allows us to really come back and write a more engaged script, because at that point we're already bought in, you know, and we feel like we're part of the team. So what we actually ended up coming up with was a 2-minute pitch video that really explains the vision. And then we piggyback on that another 7 minutes where we really unpack each of the 3 areas of service really that they have. And so then, you know, our client had something that they could use on their website in the short form in the intro. They had individual ones. If someone was interested in giving to a specific area, they could chop out just that segment. But then if they had a captive audience, they could sit down and show them the whole 9 or 10 minute thing at an event and really help like draw people into the story. I think really what it comes down to is that video is the best tool for nonprofits, because we believe that it allows them to tell their story, magnify their influence, and then create a lasting impact in the lives of the people they serve.